I'm in Old Town of Eureka, California. Eureka is the county seat and largest city in Humboldt County. And the Old Town is historical and has a lot of stuff going on. Has slightly less stuff going on a rainy day in December than if we were here in the summer. Still, interesting stuff to look at. Most of these buildings probably date back to the late 19th to early 20th century. Most of them have probably been remodeled and repurposed many times. Like this here, retail store, maybe that was a hotel or an office building. We also have this little plaza here. At other times of the year, would be a lot more active. So there's an interesting architectural history here, which, as usual, I'm not qualified to comment on, but I know it's interesting. Eureka waterfront. So Eureka is along the ocean. It's along salt water, along a bay. Humboldt Bay, which is quite a large bay, the largest bay between San Francisco Bay and Coos Bay. And like many cities in the Pacific Northwest, originally it was natural resource based. In fact, it still is natural resource based. So on the other side, well, that's an island, and then the other side of the island there's a very large peninsula that protects this bay. So this water is salt water, but it's going to be a little bit less salty than the ocean water. And this is a very important city for fishing. So we're going to see the marina. And at least some of these ships are fishing boats. Some of them might be pleasure craft or tour boats. And then we have a Coast Guard cutter. This is Coast Guard Plaza. A very big Coast Guard presence in a city like this. But like a lot of other cities, what started as a natural resource base, the ocean is also an amenity. People come here because they want to see the bay. And along here we have like seafood restaurants, ice cream, all of which would be much better demonstrated if it was June. There would be people out here strolling along, eating ice cream. But, you know, coming from where I do, it's always nice to see the water. I'm going to walk along this for just a little while. So on the other side of the bay, on the peninsula, you can see out there there's some type of plant. I'm not sure if that's quite the one I'm thinking of, because there's different types of plants in industrial facilities. That might be the biomass electricity generator. But the point more is that we have this really nice boardwalk, we have this tourist part of town, and it's surrounded by, you know, still working industry. And you can see right there, you can kind of see where downtown ends. So there is some very nice, you know, tourist things, looks very cute and charming downtown. But, you know, there is normal industry around the bay. It's still very much in use. And I don't know exactly how to describe the balance of, you know, residential versus industrial. That's why I'm just going to go back downtown and look at some more cute buildings. This is the Ingomar Club, one of many great Victorian buildings in Eureka. At the time that Eureka was founded, this might be exaggeration, but it was almost on a level of San Francisco as far as, you know, money coming in and how it was developing. So you do see buildings like this, and there are many. This is one of the most impressive. But you can see down this way, here's another one. There's an entire line of Victorian buildings. And even in other areas of the city, residential cities, there's residential parts of the city, that's still the case. But this is kind of the row. So a lot to see in this city as far as architecture and history goes. I'm back in the main part of town. I took a slight detour to see the mansion. And one thing I want to address, which I also talked about in my videos about Portland and Eugene, there is like a lot of talk right now about how poverty and homelessness have impacted a lot of cities on the West Coast. Eureka is certainly one of them. And it is a real problem, but also it is exaggerated, often for political reasons. So I wanted to demonstrate also that, like, you know, Eureka does have a reputation. You can tell just walking down the street, this is not exactly a war zone. It's not a zombie apocalypse. There's not garbage on the streets. I mean, there are other places in Eureka where, yeah, realistically, be careful. But that's just kind of part of life in a lot of places. So I just wanted to show the other side of it. You know, this doesn't show everything, but I did want to show, yeah, downtown Eureka, Old Town Eureka. Not a terrible place. It's pretty charming. and like I said, more charming in summer. Okay, well, I have to give a retraction because I did see two people almost come to blows, but nothing actually happened. Okay, so yes, maybe Eureka, a little bit sketchy, but in general, very nice. And one thing that isn't very nice is, you do leave the charming district and then right away, you're in warehouse district, but that's okay. So like I said, right outside of downtown, the old Victorian buildings are gone. We have more 50s concrete. This is auto repair, hot tub supplies, I don't know, whatever. Mid-level bulk retail. And that's just part of it. Not every city can have every shop be a apothecary and a charming Victorian. But I like it. I like Eureka, as the phrase goes. And there's a lot more I'd like to show about Eureka, good and bad. But for now, I'm going shopping, getting some food. There'll be more videos.